Hey everybody, welcome back to the Budget Bladesman. The blade we're going to be looking at today is the Spyderco Chicago. And the reason it's called the Chicago is because they have a rule in Chicago that locking knives can only be 2 inches or less. So this is a 2-inch blade and an overall length of 5 inches. And like I said, this is a locking knife, and look right there, it has a liner lock. I'll close that up real quick. So the rest of the specs here, like I said, 2-inch blade, 5.03 inches overall length. Open up. And then we have a blade thickness of 0.09 on the thickness. And this is a CTS BD1 steel, so we can look right there. You got your BD1 steel, and this is actually a really good steel. I actually do have this steel on probably my favorite knife, the Spyderco Manix 2. It is a satin finish, as you can see on the blade there, kind of that standard Spyderco finish on the blade. This is a full flat ground blade. What they call a drop point, but it's kind of that, well-known Spyderco leaf-shaped blade that they call it a drop point. I guess you could say maybe modified drop point. It is coming in at 2.2 ounces, so it's not a real heavy knife. It's on the kind of on the light side. It is a little on the thick side, though. You can see it has full liners there, and I have G10 scales. It is, let's see, it is tip up right there, so you can see the tip up here. It has that kind of famous Spyderco wire clip, and it is ambidextrous, so you can do lefty or righty carry on that, so that's always a plus. It is semi-deep ride, it's not completely deep ride. We'll show that in just a little bit. All right, and this is actually made in Taiwan, and we'll flip that over. You can see right there. Let's see here if we can get a close-up. A little bit hard to see on this, but there we go. It does say Taiwan, and if you are familiar with Spyderco, or even if you're not, they do have several different manufacturing plants. They have a China one, they have Taiwan, they have Japan, and they also have one in the United States. And the price on this is $58.10. It's kind of a weird price, but that's exactly the price I saw at several different places. So you're not going to find any variance unless you get a good deal. But from what I've been able to find, the price is a kind of a weird one, but it's $58.10 on the price. So let's roll in a couple of our comparison models here. So first up, we have the K-Bar Dozer. You can see K-Bar Dozer is kind of our standard for everyday carry, and you can see that is pretty small. You put handle to handle, you can see there's quite a bit of a difference there. If we go blade length to blade length, you can see there's quite a bit of difference. And then if we lock these bad boys up, well, let's take a look at the difference as far as thickness goes. You can see, K-Bar's pretty thin there. And if we put that one up right next to it, you can see it's about the same thickness, give or take. It might be just a tad bit thicker. It definitely is wider, though. Spyderco's kind of tend to have that wideness. But on this, it doesn't actually look too bad because the blade on that K-Bar is pretty much well within the size of the Chicago here. Great, so we got those two out. So let's open these back up, and then we'll get out our Gerber flat iron as well. And pull the flat iron out, and you can see definitely it's much smaller than the flat iron. Put it on there, and if we go handle to handle, much smaller. We'll go blade length to blade length, again much smaller. It's just going to be definitely a much smaller knife. If we close this up, we'll look at the side profiles here. You can see it's pretty close in the thickness to the flat iron. It does have that deep, semi-deep ride pocket clip, and you can see it does stick out quite a bit. But that what does make it easy to get in and out of the pocket. So we'll put these out of the way. We're actually going to pull a couple more smaller knives that we've recently reviewed and kind of compare those as well. So again, there is our Chicago, and another knife we recently reviewed is the Mini Tough Light, and you can see that's pretty much right in the same area as the Tough Light. So we go overall length, you can kind of see they're more or less the same. If we go sharpen blade length, the Tough Light is significantly shorter on the blade length there. You can kind of see, sorry for the glare, guys. And then thickness, they are about the same thickness, though. Let me see thickness for thickness. But I will say that you can definitely tell that the cold steel, because it is has the grivery handles and doesn't have any liners that are, I don't know if, yeah, it doesn't have any liners, that makes it significantly lighter. So we have that. And then we're going to look at one other comparison knife that we recently did. Now, it is obviously, this is going to be different, but it's in the same size range. If you hear that snap, that's our automatic, and that's our recently reviewed Kershaw Launch 4. And again, about the same blade length, overall length as well. So you can see, let's pull this right here. You can see overall blade length, or overall length there. It's pretty close. Sorry about that, guys. And then sharpened blade length. It's almost dead on as far as sharpened blade length. A slight edge, no pun intended, to the Launch 4. Put that down. But of course, the Launch 4 is probably one of the narrowest knives you're going to have. It fits right in the handle, so it's a pretty narrow profile. So let's get those out of the way. And so we've been talking about the wire pocket clip, so let's see how it fits in the shorts. So close these up real quick. I'm not going to do the inside on this because these shorts don't work quite as well to show that, but it will show you how it sits in here. And does, get in pretty easy. You can see, you're still going to see a little bit, even though it has, that's why it's not completely deep fried. It does have a little bit of the knife sticking out there. We stick our hand in. You can get your hand in pretty easy, though. It's such a small footprint on the knife that you can get in and out no problem. And again, because that wire clip kind of sticks out a little bit, it does go in and out pretty easily. Let's see, there it goes. Right in, right out. All right, let's take the shorts out. So some of our other recently reviewed smaller knives, I would really say what this excels at is being an office carry. If it's a small knife, it's only 2 inches, and nobody's going to, you pull this out of your pocket at the lunchroom table. I don't think you're going to get any side cross looks. You're going to get probably some giggles, if anything, because it's such a small knife. But it is, again, going to have that high quality from Spyderco that everybody's used to. I've owned the Dragonfly 2, and the Dragonfly is a bit lighter, I will say that, because it has the G10 handles, or the FRN handles, I should say. But I actually like the steel on this better. The Dragonfly 2 has the VG10 steel, I believe. This is the BD1 steel, in my opinion, is a little bit better grade steel. And, just kind of looks a little bit more classy, in my opinion. You don't have the nylon. You have the G10, which just looks a little bit nicer, in my opinion. So if I was going to pick one of the two, even though I know the Dragonfly is more popular, I'd probably go, well, actually, I did go with the Chicago because it's the one that stuck around, and I no longer have the Dragonfly. So like I said, this is a great little office carry knife. It's not going to be something you throw in to go outdoors or anything like that, but, around the house or office carry, stuff like that, I think this is going to, do great for you guys. All right, so that's it for this one, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by.